Hello Divine Souls, welcome back to Brown Divinity. Today I'm going to tell you how to find suppliers, where to find them, and all about it. So let's get into it. So first, what are suppliers? Suppliers are anybody that you get your product from, and it's usually wholesale. Wholesale is when you buy a product in bulk and then you just resell it to your customer. All these companies that you see, especially on Amazon and stuff like that, they're just buying a product in bulk and selling it to you for a higher price. So really that should inspire you and let you know that anybody can do it and we really all can win. So where to find suppliers? You can find suppliers in many different ways. One, I would say use platforms like Alibaba. Alibaba is a platform that connects suppliers from all over the world. They have everything you really need, from hair tools, products, crystals, waist trainers. Really, like if you want to sell a product, I would say that's one of the first places that you can go. How I did it was I went on Alibaba and I looked up crystals and I just went through the list of thousands of suppliers. On there you're able to use lots of filters. You can use that filter to find specific crystals from different countries, different regions, different prices. And on Alibaba you want to make sure, if possible, that the supplier that you're getting it from has trade insurance. That just means that your products are like insured. If something happens to them, then you're not just, out your money. You can also find suppliers on social media. You can go on Instagram and simply look up crystal suppliers, for example, or you can even go to the hashtags to do that too. And I did that too, and it works pretty fine. What I did was I looked up, I think, amethyst suppliers, because I was looking for pink amethyst, and I found them inside of a hashtag. And from there, I went to their website. They even had Alibaba. So you can find suppliers on social media as well. Even check out YouTube. YouTube is a platform where people promote their products because of that social proof. Sometimes it's not all about the picture, and we want to see your videos and make sure that you're actually legit. You can also just Google your suppliers too. So no matter what business you have, you can just Google suppliers or wholesale for that product. Another platform that you can find suppliers on is Etsy. Etsy has a lot of wholesale for certain organic products such as sage, Palo Santo, and even some crystals. There's really so many different places you can grab it from. And don't feel trapped to have just one supplier. You do want to have a backup, in my opinion, because if your supplier for some reason can't fulfill your order, or the quality drops, or you can't get in contact with them for whatever reason, you should have backups for your business. And with crystals, I would say it doesn't hurt to have different suppliers. Definitely, if you can, find that supplier that you really trust and build a relationship with them. But always be searching for the best deals, prices, and quality. If you are liking this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and comment down below. Next, I'm going to get into some things to look out for when you're looking for suppliers. One, I would say definitely read the reviews. Read their reviews for all their platforms and see what other people, other clients are saying about them. And sometimes you'll see like a bunch of good reviews or bad reviews. But also remember that people sometimes only write reviews when the experience is negative. So keep that in mind. Also, look out for duplicate reviews or reviews that just like aren't really formulated and they look fake. Because if a supplier has a bunch of duplicate reviews, then like that's a red flag. If they have reviews that look fake or they're saying the same things, that's a red flag. Just look at the reviews, but know that they're not what they seem. So like really comb through them and see if anything looks fishy. Next, always ask a lot of questions. I would advise you to get a list of questions that you ask every single supplier. And don't be afraid to ask questions, because this is important. For crystals, for example, ask, where do these come from? Are they man-made? Are these heat treated? You want to know everything you can about the product that you're selling, because your customers expect you to know everything about it, and they also want to trust you. So you want to know all that you can about where you're getting your crystals. Make sure that you can communicate effectively with your supplier. Now, some suppliers don't speak English very well, and there's like a language barrier. You want to make sure that you can always effectively communicate with them, because communication is everything. So make sure y'all can understand each other pretty clearly. See how long it takes them to respond. You just want to always make sure that that's like top notch, because there have been suppliers that I really wanted to purchase from. Like their stuff looked really good, but I couldn't go through with it because they weren't communicating with me properly, or they were like rude, or they took days to respond. And when you have a business, sometimes you don't have that time. And although there are time zone differences, you can't expect a reasonable delay, but there's a point where it becomes, okay, this is reasonable and this is just, y'all don't care about nobody. For example, I noticed that the suppliers in China, they always respond to me around 5 o'clock because that's like morning time for them when they're getting to work. So I understand that I'm gonna have to either stay up late or take several days to get a conversation going with them because of the time difference. I've also noticed that suppliers in India take way longer to respond, especially on Alibaba. Like I would contact them and they wouldn't respond to me for like a week, sometimes 5 days. And I don't know if it's because of the time difference or because they don't check that platform that much, but always make sure you can communicate. And if you can't communicate on Alibaba, get their email, their website. Lastly, when you are looking for suppliers, you will have to order samples, which is just a sample of the product so you can test out the quality. And not just for the quality, you want to get samples so you can test out how long does their shipping usually take, how much does shipping usually cost, any hidden fees, and like that's important too. Now, when you're ordering anything wholesale, you don't want to just go by their pictures and their words. You want to order a small sample first because it can be totally different. For example, I sampled a crystal water bottle a while back, and I sampled that thing for like a whole month. But like after a month, the bottom of the water bottle started to like tear open and it like cut my hand. And I was like, I'm glad I sampled this, because if I sold this to people, it could possibly hurt them. You know, you don't want to be getting stuff and then selling it to your customer and it's not worthwhile. So make sure you're always sampling your products, and it will cost money because not everybody will let you sample a small piece. For example, my crystals, I couldn't just get one crystal. They made me buy it by the pound or the kilo. So I couldn't just say, okay, send me one crystal in the mail, I'll pay you a fraction of it. They're like, no, you need to sample the whole thing. So samples can get pretty expensive, especially when it comes to something like crystals. But it is something that you should do. So those are my tips on how and where to find suppliers for your business. If you have any more questions, comment down below and I would either try to answer them or make a follow-up video on them. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and until next time.